Welcome, 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 everybody. And look who's here.
Hi. Good
Well,
afternoon or good morning if you're somewhere where the morning is.
yeah, west of me, it's kind of still morning. Jeffrey and I are in the same time zone, so it kind of makes it easier. He's just a little further south than I am. It's a lovely day in the neighborhood.
A lovely day here too.
hmm And I'm gonna I'm gonna start with this. Someone commented on the cartoon that the little thing I did to show for the show, which was the hand of the universe flicking you off a cliff, only to knock you into another hand of the universe, the also hand. And I just, when I saw that cartoon, especially the person who sent it to me, they've just gone through that. They've gone through a period. They came home and their wife had locked them out of the house and they were homeless.
Wow.
And was thrust into how do I get my life back together, especially since she closed all the bank accounts. So and that left him with nothing.
I
Anyway,
agree.
but this week he started a brand new job where he's doing brilliantly, and he's ended up going back into their old house because she decided she didn't want to live there anymore. So he's back in his house, and things are working out brilliantly for him. But trust me, 3 or 4 months ago, he was the little guy flying through the air going, "Where am I going?" And we all have those periods in our lives. Yes. Jeffrey, you would know anything about that, would you?
No comprendo.
No, no comprendo. So anyway, what I was gonna do was I'm gonna add and make us little and make it big. There you go. Nana. Isn't that fun? That's what I'm gonna read on, but I'm gonna take the caption off so that you can see what the table says. Okay, so what's the message from in the garden today from for the collective about going with? I guess that's going with the flow when it's most being imposed on you. But we're going to talk about how how the collective sees us going through that because I think a lot of us feel that way right now because of what's happening in the world and the planets and the stars and the dates and everything else. Oh, okay. Spirit. This. Um, okay. We're going to start with the spirit stone being in the throat chakra and
That's
what it's saying to us there is we need to shine through our own expressions, and we've got clarity and false. And when clarity shows, and it's a little bit into the heart, so we're going to look at the clarity and heart chakra. Says wisdom comes through clarity of our own emotions, and the false for clarity says oh, vision. Our vision may seem clouded at the time. I think when we first get pushed off the cliff, we're very fuzzy about where we should be and what should be going on. But it quickly, if you look into your heart, you'll get your vision will clear up immediately. Our body is adapting and moving forward, and it's here in fire. And it's just a time when the um, things from our past are going to come up, and we just need to keep going because we also are a little bit the body's a little bit in earth, and that means that physical changes are coming for all of us. But our values are also in earth, and I love that earth is what things grow from,
Mhm.
and um, more is being brought forward for us in this time, in all of this time of change. And I think this is cool because the mind, when it's in water, it says let go of limitations. So don't limit yourself. Sometimes getting pushed out of the nest and having to move on is a good thing. What do you think, Jeffrey?
Well, I threw three cards.
Good. Let me, I'm going to
um,
put you in the middle. There you are.
oh, okay. Oh, that's fun. I get big, I get small. That was fun. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Um, okay. Well, and three majors actually.
Oh, wow.
Lovers, the Hangman, and the Hermit.
Oh,
That's an
wow.
interesting little story.
That's a
So,
really interesting combo.
right. So it's fascinating. So the lovers are all about a choice, and the lovers they're about a lot of things. It's about a choice. It's about duality. It's about putting the divine masculine, divine feminine together and making something. And like me, it's almost like making a new contract with your higher self, because you have the angel here. And then the hanged man is a willing self-sacrifice. So this one is really about. I always feel like this is about letting go of a way of thinking, letting go of a habit, letting go of a limiting thought pattern, right? And if I let
Hmm.
go of a limiting thought pattern, then I get to be illuminated, right?
Hmm.
And I think like the more we're willing to let go of, it should be that way, it should be that way, it has to be this way, it has to be my way. The more I'm willing to let go of that, the more I can be illuminated by
Right.
spirit and by my own light. And, you know, and that's what this is. That's what this is, searching. It's like, what does my light want? What is the best part of me? Where's the best part of me leading me? Where's the best part of me leading me? That's what I get. And we're going into
Okay.
Virgo season. It's Virgo. There's a card of Virgo.
Okay. I did get three questions, so we're going to start with those. And TJ, things have changed since we looked into her moving situation. When I threw it for her in the last week or so, I showed her moving in September. She seems to think that's not the truth. But what I'm going to do now, Jeffrey, is I'm going to shrink Jeffrey down. Jeffrey becomes
Oh,
the.
here we go. Here we go. Oh,
What I'm going to do, TJ,
I
is
feel
I'm going to throw the stones again for you and see if we get it. If we see moving further in the fall or into the early winter. It's you're right. Your plans are moving. You're going to be more in the winter because that's where the stones fell. Unless you move like right now this summer, and the situation around the move is this. I think your mind is what's most difficult for you in this because you got the mind hitting one of those spaces where you get to read all of the spaces. So the mind is in air, and it's saying your thoughts are all important about this. And final thoughts to the situation are still coming. So you're right. You don't know which way. But then you got the path forward. And you're not, and you need to be really, really open for synchronicities because that's what's going to be heading towards you. And you also had the present, mind in the present, and signs and clues are going to be present. So this is telling you to watch for the synchronicities. It's going to be subtle, and you need to keep your eyes open to see what's going on. And then you got the throat chakra and the third eye. And mind and throat chakra says heart opens up when you express your own self. And the third eye is it's the same thing, intuition and insight. So when the mind falling on this particular spot says you need to really watch for the signs so that you can move on. Did you want to help her with her moving since it's kind of a new thing for you, Jeffrey?
yeah. So I got. I mean, well, this is really a card of the fall. It's about self
Mm-hmm.
nurture.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because I did my 12, I do all 12 signs every week. And I
Mm-hmm.
did them today. And I got this card. And, it's interesting because he's all ready, right? He's packed, he's ready. He's standing in love because this one that he's holding on to is sitting on roses. So he's standing in love. And it's like, sometimes it's like, well, I'm all ready, I'm all packed, and the ship will get here when the ship gets here. The ship's going to get here when the ship gets here. I'm ready. I've got,
Mm-hmm.
my hope in my hand, and it's like the ship will get here when the ship gets here. And I got like the star, which is fantastic, and the
Mm-hmm.
star blessings from above and using your intuition and a direction. But it comes when it comes, and it could also be a card of the winter because it's the card of Aquarius.
Yes. So I think it's moved to late fall, early winter, but it's clearly there.
Yeah, Yeah, it's going to be fine, and it happens exactly as it's going to happen when it's supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The next question we have is from PF, and it's I'm letting go of limitations from. Am I letting go of enough limitations from the past to be more open to receiving greater fulfillment in my life now? And um, I read on her before, and I did it with cards because she was asking me about dancing partners. And what I saw, I
Oh,
didn't realize,
yes,
commented
yes.
later, that she had three options. And, what are they like? And two of them are okay. And one's, I mean, she understands the limitations he has, but that's kind of where she is right now. I read on that part. So now she wants to know about, I'm going to ask the universe. I'm going to ask the universe. I'm going to ask in the garden about is she letting go of the limitations enough to seek the fulfillment she wants. So, oh, good. Well, you've got a lot of stuff emerging because your clarity and your earth, and the clarity and your body are in earth. And when they hit there, um, they mean the body in earth means physical changes are coming towards you, and clarity is you have many paths ahead of you, but you'll be able to pick the right one. Your your dilemma is defined in these three stones, and your mind is in fire, which is to the south. And it says, do not become too tied to false energies of the past. So you're doing the right thing in thinking about how you really need to let go of limitations, because that stone's very plainly saying that. Then you've got your spirit and restate, and going in the right directions, but you're still going to keep needing to make adjustments. You're still going to have to keep your eye on the prize
Mhm.
and what you need to let go of. And your values have hit in two places: the sacral chakra for creativity in the past. And when this shows up in the past, it says, look look to the patterns that you need to be able to create new values for yourself. So I think that really means clearly letting go of the old paths. And then your sacral chakra is your creativity, and manifestation is supercharged for you right now. So what this is telling me is you're in a great position. Just, I don't know whether it's your chart, I don't know what it is, but your body, your whole self is ready to really start recreating yourself. So I think you are. I think this is saying yes. You have to let the slower things from the body and the clarity grow. You need to really, really rethink what your spiritual values are in this, but you're sitting on the ability to manifest very quickly. You got a comment on that, Jeffrey?
My comment initially when I saw it is it says, am I letting go of limitations from the past enough to be more open to receiving greater fulfillment
Mm-hmm.
in my life now? I would take the same words,
Mm-hmm.
get I am
Yes.
letting go of limitations from the past to be more open and leave out enough, right? I
Mm-hmm.
am letting go of limitations from the past uh, to be and am more open to receiving greater fulfillment in my life right now. And
Okay.
you keep on sitting there and sitting in that, writing it out, saying it out loud. It's going to manifest because we keep on going, second guessing. Am I? Am I? Am I? It's like, if I wait to be 100%, 1,000% ready, I'll never leave the house.
I'd be nowhere. I'd be still sitting back and enjoying it all the time.
I am. I am.
Mm-hmm.
Name it, claim it, feel it, and then it comes in divine timing. Believe
Mm-hmm.
me, like this is a big part of the whole Mexico experience is an exercise in patience for Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm. And his friends that he tells about all of the moves. Yeah.
Exercise in patience for Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, even you can go to a restaurant here, you're the only one in the restaurant, and it takes 25 minutes to deliver scrambled eggs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you need an hour for breakfast. And I'm in touch with some people, like, professionally, I don't want to get into it, but it's like until they answer the email, it's like 3 or 4 days. It's like it's a very different world. A very different world.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Well, don't move to Texas. It doesn't get better. Okay, this is one, and I'm just going to I'm going to remove you and make Jeffrey and I equals. Um, isn't that fun? Uh, I don't know. All I know about Joe Rogan is he caused a whole big stink around Spotify because he's a COVID denier. So would I trust him? No, not thinking he's a COVID denier because that to me is I was raised with enough science. I looked him up a little bit. Apparently, he made his chops on some cable TV shows that were all kind of reality based things. And he's a bodybuilder, and he thinks psychedelia is just a perfectly wonderful way to live your lives. So that would be reason number two. I'm not sure. I would definitely trust him. But I asked Jeffrey about this, and Jeffrey isn't a person who likes to gossip about things. Not,
I love to gossip, but not online.
yeah, okay, not where it's published. So, would I trust him? No, because of what I know of his feelings about COVID, and I really think that's kind of a problem. So we're gonna hide that. Going to go back to this, and we are going to go to questions that have shown up in the comments. And there's a couple of them. Oh, here's a nice comment. Give us two
Oh,
thumbs.
thank you. Thank you.
You know, all your support is so gratefully received, and it does make a difference in whether I see a lot of people watching these lives later. Some people watch them later just because they work for a living, which we didn't do for several years there. But okay, and hi, Dr. Gail, and
Oh,
Lauren,
yeah.
and Tracy, and Miriam, and a bunch of people in here in my gardening group. We're going to have a garden party on Saturday, and hi to Dozen Cats for me. But this is a question. I'm considering asking a friend to become a roommate. It would help both of us financially. We've known each other for years. He's one of my best friends. Please see continue. I can't. Okay, I've got to find the rest of her question. I think I get the thing. Okay. Uh, we date. Okay, we did date 2 years back in the early 2000s. It's. Do you think it's a good idea? Looking for guidance.
Well, it's interesting because when you first asked the question, I got a brother sister energy. I didn't get
Mm-hmm.
a romantic energy. That was
Mm-hmm.
what I first initially felt.
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, I
Do you want to
get
throw cards on it? I'm gonna do a
good,
pendulum.
to a pendulum. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I have some interesting cards in front of me.
Okay. And the table comes back, and we can make it big. Here, get rid of Jeffrey. There you go.
Ah! Where are you? I feel like I should talk in a small voice when I'm small.
You out. Okay. And this is a new pendulum. This is a cool one. When I was in Colorado and I was staying with my friend, her mother went crystal hunting in Arkansas. Her parents lived in East Texas. And she has boxes and boxes and boxes of crystals, some of which her mother wrapped. And she said she kind of got a message from her mom from the other side that when I was there, I was supposed to get this crystal, let's see, and turn it into a pendulum. So Alma sent me the paperclip chain, and it's a perfect, it's absolutely clear, and it's double terminated quartz. So we're gonna, and I already cleared the dowsing garden. So is this a good idea for Michelle? This roommate situation. I get a plain yes. I mean, that's as much of a yes as you can get. What'd you get, Jeffrey?
I got, first off, I got pay attention to your intuition, like sit
Mhm.
still and get the messages. So at the end of the day, no matter what Nancy or I say, whether we agree or don't agree, at the end of the day, you got to trust
You
your own,
got it. You're living there, not us.
right? And then I get, could be a lot of work, right? However, this is both the apprentice and the master, so there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn. And then I got the sun. So the sun is like, yay, hooray.
Hmm.
Because this one I would say sort of is a no, but this I would say is a yes, and this I would say is a yes also. And the sun is really about nourishment and childhood, right? There's an
Hmm.
energy of childhood and of joy and abundance, clarity, and fun. There's like really a sense of
Hmm.
fun.
Hmm.
So, I mean, with the yes on the pendulum, and, you know, this could also be, the whistle while you work. This is like, you're so in the energy of building something that, in between the thoughts, it's like you get these new ideas. So there's like a sense of bliss in this card. I always get a sense of bliss in this card. And I mean, the sun is one of the most benefic in the entire deck.
Hmm.
It's about abundance and nourishment and joy and happiness. And, there's really, I've never read the sun negatively. Well, that's not true, but almost never.
Okay. Well, we got another question.
That would be a yes.
When I get the sun, I think it's always a yes.
It's a big yes.
It's a big yes. Okay. Will my partner and I find a home together in 2022, 2023, and she leaves the time out there. So I'm going to not do that with the pendulum because um, I'm going to throw the stones. Oh,
Oh,
weird. Uh, okay, what I see in here for you is um, I think you've invested some time and effort into looking for this up until now. And every place you went, you just didn't feel right. It just
mhm.
didn't feel right in your body. You just didn't feel like that was the place you're supposed to be. And the path forward for you is um, more of the abundance that would allow you to get the kind of housing you want or the
Mhm.
home you want is in the making right now.
Mhm.
That's your path forward. Your spirit is between earth. Um, Spirit's bringing it forward towards you. It's just not quite there yet. So I'd say I'm seeing sort of hold off, hold off, hold off. I'm seeing 2023. And the reason you haven't found the right place yet is because uh, spirit hasn't been aligned with the situation. That ties totally with where the body sits and falls. You've looked at some things, but they just haven't felt comfortable. I'm
Mhm.
interested in what your third eye is doing about all this because it's out here. The mind's out here in the third eye, and so I got a feeling um, this is saying the same thing. You just haven't found the place that you're comfortable with. This is your insights. This is feeling it with your whole being. But for clarity, I have you in the tree of life, which is great.
Yeah.
And it says your path is blessed with clarity and wisdom. And I think it's going to be 2023. I think you haven't found the exact right place for you yet. So, okay, Jeffrey, you're going to be big guy now.
Yeah, I kind of get, I see, to me, this is Archangel Michael. And the way I've been reading this card lately is pay attention to the omens because it has all these little birds on top, right? So pay
Hmm.
attention to the omens. You're going to get thoughts and ideas. And then I
Hmm.
get, save your money right now. Save you, like, keep it close. Look, because this one looks, this is also like a bit of a cameraman. He's like, look really clearly what's practical. Is this
Hmm.
practical? Is that practical? Is that practical? Right? Is this stable? Is it practical? And then I get the emperor, and the emperor knows when to act, and he's very in here. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of don't do it with, like, oh, well, I know this house is too expensive and it's really close to the creek and it floods, but it's so pretty. Like, don't do that.
Yeah. No, I think, yeah, I think her guides have been pushing her, and I think the emperor also means um, when your situation is very stable. When you have the emperor, you've got a lot of stability around you,
Yeah.
and I think that may have been part of your problem.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all. Wonder about my job search is a breakthrough imminent. Thank you. So swap you is a breakthrough imminent for Jennifer W. I see clearly in the fall you've got a lot of stones there. I think you're going to be settled by fall. Um, but your clarity did my favorite thing. It's sitting right in the middle, which means when you to make this move, make sure your thoughts are clear. Use the ideas from your past jobs that you've really liked. You maybe need to sit down and do an inventory of what you've liked and what you haven't liked, so you can look into um, which path is the right one for you. And these other two say you have the clarity you need. Follow one of the paths when it'll become completely obvious. When it's like there, when it's what you're supposed to do, you'll not have any question about it. Now, your values fell in false, and the grounding says this goes along with the saying reevaluate every job you've ever had. You may have had a job where you made more money, but you weren't happy there, or something like that. This is telling me you need to reevaluate your values and what you really want out of a job. Your spirit's up in the air. Your spirit, when you do that kind of inventory, your spirit will point out to you the things that you're most adapted to. And when the body falls between fire and restate, it means you're looking at some past life stuff. Um, and the way I work with that, physical changes are coming towards you, but you don't move till your option is completely clear. I mean, even if you just don't take a job because a job shows up,
Yeah.
and or take it but keep looking. I mean, understand this isn't where I'm supposed to be, and your mind is in the past. Break from previous patterns, uh, and uh, and learn from those experiences. So I think you've had jobs you kind of liked maybe a little bit, but part of it was you didn't wait for the job that was the best one for you, and you also have touched into sacral chakra. And um, when your mind's there, it says the mind is aligned with creativity. I think you've taken more boring jobs than you really wanted to take,
Hmm.
and you've kind of gotten yourself locked into a certain sort of job pattern. You have something that's emerging from a past life thought you've had. I mean, you feel really strongly like I can do this, and I think you can. And here comes Jeffrey.
Yeah. When you were saying at the end with the sacral center, right?
Mm-hmm,
So the sacral center is orange, and that's like the hearth, and it's like it's the place that you're going to feel like you're home. That's what
mm-hmm.
I got a feeling. But I got fantastic cards.
Oh, good.
Like,
So,
I got the Ace of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Sun.
oh my God, girl,
I
you're
mean,
gonna get the best job
and
ever.
I shuffled. It's not like, but
Mm-hmm,
the Ace of Pentacles is to me, it's my favorite ace. The Ace of Pentacles, it's illuminated by spirit. It's an opportunity. It almost comes out of nowhere.
mm-hmm.
And the thing about the Ace of Pentacles, because the whole tarot is about the path. The it's so weird to do this backwards. This is the clearest path in the entire deck. It's an obstacle-free, like a golden road, no
Mm-hmm.
obstacles. And then as you walk, straight ahead, you walk through a vortex, and it's a whole new world. It's an amazing. This is like one of the best. This is the best ace as far as I'm concerned in the deck. And the Emperor, it's like the Emperor knows enough to like move when you're supposed to move, not move when you're supposed to, and he's all frontal cortex, and he's Mars, so he knows when to act, right? He knows when to act. And the Sun, you can't get, you have to get out of your own way. You have to get out of your own way,
Mm-hmm.
and your own bondage of,
That's
oh, I
kind of what
can't
I'm
do this,
seeing.
I can't do that, right?
Right. You've limited yourself somehow, and you're caging yourself in, and you've got better. Just really sit down and do an inventory of what you would like in a job. What would be the situation, the people you'd be with, and everything.
And then call it in.
Mm-hmm.
And call it in.
Yeah. And Michelle thanks us for the reading.
Blessings.
And if I'm missing questions, it's because they're not in caps. Oh, here's one. Oh, okay.
What are you selling, Tracy?
I'll see if she can answer down further in. You want to lay the cards on it, and then I'll do a pendulum on it?
Yeah.
Okay, you do the cards, because I'm going to go see if she can tell us what she's selling.
I mean, I shuffle. The sun is the card of the day.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Wow. Okay, so I get Justice. Justice is a fantastic card, and I get October. I'm getting October today. But what I'm getting from it today is that I think you have all the right ingredients. They might need to be balanced in a different way. So maybe you're selling two items and you think it's 50-50, but it's going to be 80-20. Or I feel like something has to be. But look, I've had businesses for a long time. I think that this is going to be the number one selling item, and I'm completely wrong, or like that. So I feel like something has to be realigned or rebalanced in order for it to go down the right road. But I get the sun again,
Mm-hmm.
nourishment,
Mm-hmm.
creativity, joy,
Yeah,
clarity. I think you're going to get very clear about how it has to go.
Mm-hmm.
And because that's the thing with business, as you continue to do and grow, things have to be changed, and which is part of the deal. And I get the King of Pentacles, who really knows how to make money, has all the
Mm-hmm.
knowledge of how to make money. So I feel like you have the ingredients, but somehow I feel like they need to be balanced. It's almost like you have a recipe to make great cookies, and then you taste them and it's like, this needs a little more sugar, or this needs more walnuts, or something, or it needs to be in the oven longer, something like that. That's what I'm getting. There's like a little tweak. You have all the ingredients, but there's like a little tweak. That's what I get.
Okay, we're going
Okay.
to blow up the garden again, and I'm going to hide her comments so we can see the pendulum. I'm asking about the success of Tracy's Etsy store. Went to yes, went right into yes. Let's see, does she need to remain flexible about her inventory? That's another yes. So I think Jeffrey's instincts are right.
There's something about that. I don't know how to, I don't know what it is, but something has to be like shifted a little bit.
Well, you don't usually start a business and you don't have to tweak something.
Oh, please.
Okay, stone that alleviates depression. There's a couple of them, but my favorite one is Amazonite, and it works brilliantly on anxiety and depression. And I had a friend that I needed to build a grid for her so she could push the anxiety away and break through and get a new job. And the whole outer ring of her grid is Amazonite. So Amazonite is the one that I generally tell people. But you can really program any stone you feel that you wrap your hand around that you feel is comforting. I have a friend who has a carnelian, and it's a big palm stone of a carnelian, and you can actually feel that sucker purr when you hold it in your hand. And that's the one she used to use in her office when things would get too crazy. So let's see. We got more questions. Everybody whose birthday is this month.
Who?
Happy birthday to everybody whose birthday is this month.
Yes, happy birthday to all the Leos and Virgos. I have both in my chart, and I love you all.
Sheila's in the
Hi,
house.
Sheila.
It's raining today, Sheila, and it's not going to get to 90 here. It's just came the wrong time, girl. And okay, this one. What psychic abilities will I have in the future? The same ones you have now.
You know what? I saw that question before, and I was like, well, which ones do you want? What do you want? You know,
Well,
what do you want?
I'm going to roll it in the garden about how she should develop it. You know, what she needs to open up to develop it. Okay. Oh, well, you need to open up your. I'm going to tell you right now. This is the one that's the sacral chakra. It says your mind has to be aligned with creativity. You have to do. Oh God, how can I say this without insulting other readers? Because of the kind of things they do. What you need to do is you need to do something that you can pull your own experiences and be creative with it.
Mm.
You know, some things are kind of so cut and dried, they won't appeal to you. Do you know what I mean, Jeffrey? Like numerology, when you first learn it, there's a ton of stuff you can do with it, but you have to really like adding numbers together.
Right.
You know.
Right. Numbers have to talk to you.
Right. And if you're going to do astrology, you have to be able to look at an ephemeris and literally see the planets moving on that page.
Right.
And it's not that they're not creative, but they're not as, say, intuitive as pulling up a card, because you just don't see the vision in that card.
Right.
That card draws in the other feelings you have. So I think you need to do something a little more creative like that. Where's your spirit? Your spirit is in water and air. And you just need to spend a lot of time meditating and thinking about it, because your spirit knows where it needs to go, and it's just about ready to burst out and just tell you which direction to go, and it's going to push you in the right direction. You need to understand that your thoughts are grounded. I think sometimes when you envision things, you say, oh, but how could I know that? Don't question that anymore. You just know that. You just know that.
Right.
And values are coming up here really fast. This is your grounding is between, well, it's in the future. And in the future, it says all the gifts you have are not yet recognized because you haven't looked to see them, you know? And then you've got your clarity. This is telling me the same thing. That your vision is clouded because you don't trust it.
Mm.
And you just have to say, when you lay down, if you're doing card readings, when you lay down the cards, just read the cards.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're sitting there thinking, oh, it couldn't possibly be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Go with it, because you never know.
Mm-hmm.
And then the path forward with your clarity says, look carefully, because omens are being sent around you all the time and you're just not following them yet.
Yeah.
So what'd you get, Jeff?
Very similar. Look, here's the gift. And you're like, it's not the way I want it, or it's not the way it's like, that's the way it comes. It's like, well, that's not the way you want, but that's the way it came. Like, I mean, I get it. Believe me, I get it.
You know, the gift of the fire
like,
you had
in front of me, and it's like, well, you know, it didn't come in like the right box, or like the one who, like, there's somebody who loves me, but I want the other one to love me. It's a little bit like that, right? Like, and then I get, you know, you're going to have to work at it, and you develop the skill as you develop the skill. He becomes good at making the pentacles as he becomes good at making the pentacles. It's the work involved. You know, the work itself is the gift. The work itself is the gift. And then I get the 6, the gift. And it's also, the six is like a past life thing. But because I have two cups, I'm getting it. It's going to be clairsentient. Like I
Mhm.
feel it. Like that's pretty much mine, right? I get that. That's my number one, and then I hear. That's my number. I feel it. It's like when I pull a card, I feel what the card is. It's not so much the image that can be later, or what I hear that could be later, but that's my vehicle,
Okay.
and it could change. It changes all the time. So I'm getting it's like it's going to be clairsentient.
And I also,
That's
if
right.
you have, with the Six of Cups, if she has someone in her family who has a certain
Yes,
gift that you know about,
yes,
you've already heard about it, you've been exposed to it, you understand it, and that may be why you don't cotton on to it, because it's like, ooh, what Aunt Betty used to do. Okay, we're going to do now. My cousin, and you didn't put this in caps, Cynthia, but I'll read it anyway. You're lucky I saw the question mark. My cousin Mark is looking for a job. Will he get one soon?
oh.
Good heavens, Jeffrey. You're rattling those.
These fall out of my ear.
Oh, well,
I need to put like some
get some
crazy
museum, stick museum wax in your ears.
or what are the Velcro?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't throw your
Good
ears.
idea, right?
Mhm. Okay. What I see for cousin Mark, cousin Mark. I have a brother Mark. Um, I think he's onto something. He's looking at something right now that he's going to grow into, and because he's got the earth, physical changes are coming towards him that are going to lead him to this new job. This has when a stone falls in the heart in the garden, that's really the gate to the place. And you got spirit fell into his heart, and he's also got a solar plexus. So he's somebody who's capable of making great changes if he wants to. And I think he's right now. This is telling me it's in the works, but he needs something that his spirit can shine in, because if he doesn't, it it it's the jobs just don't work out well for him. Um, his mind is playing tricks on him right now by giving him um, misleading him a little bit, but his path forward is also his mind. I think he thinks too much.
I
He needs to
agree.
watch out for the signs instead of falling back on some bad habits. He's got clarity in the path forward, and that means look carefully at the omens to move forward, but he's got money in water, and that's where things are moving. And the next job he gets is going to be a long-term pattern for him. It's going to be something he's going to stick with, and I think that may be part of what the universe is doing. It's putting him in a place where he can use his creative spirit. And by the way, I think he's already interviewed for this job, and he'll have it solidly in the fall.
Yeah, he's got to get out of his own way,
Mm-hmm.
his self-limiting thing, trust his intuition and the
Mm-hmm.
messages that he's getting, and I think see he's going from turbulence into smooth water, but I think the turbulence is mental. I think the turbulence is mental. Yeah, it's coming, baby. But
Mm-hmm.
it's something that it's more. I feel like it's a different. It's almost like a different industry or a different type of job or a different. It's like he's got to go to a new place here in order for this to come. I mean, this is an incredible card. This is an
Mm-hmm.
incredible card. It's like he's being led towards something that's going to make his heart sink. It's
Okay.
beautiful. Where he's going to have to use his intuition more than his intellect.
Yeah,
Right?
he's got to do
Think of
something
something new.
creative.
Yeah,
He's
think of
done
something new.
things. I think he's done things for the money before. Now he needs to do the things that satisfy his spirit.
Yeah, so that's why the Ace of Cups came up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. While meditating, a beautiful, large woman's eye peeked at me from the corner of my own eye. Any clue what that was? Okay. Uh, Got any ideas, Jeffrey?
And you know what I'm getting? I'm getting it's like the protective eye of God.
Hmm.
It's like the protective eye of God.
Yeah, what I got was it was one of Chris's guides checking out. So
Getting
I'm
her
gonna see.
protection.
Yeah, I'm gonna see is was that one of your guides protect coming in? Yes, I got a yes, and okay. Can you get more information from her by requesting and talking to her? Yes, that's why she was letting you see her because they want to help you some more. What'd you get,
Yeah.
Jeffrey?
Yeah, I got, well, I mean, I'm sticking with the protection thing. I got, you know, be confident, be confident, be confident. I really
Hmm.
got that. And subconscious, there's like a subconscious thing going on. And it's almost like they're watching you and guiding you and protecting you toward balance.
Hmm.
And pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams because everything's changing. Uh, yeah, definite protection.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's like I'm here. Get to know me.
We're healing you.
This
We're
is
healing you.
yes,
Yeah,
and someone's sending everyone hugs, which is lovely.
thank you.
Okay, I'm taking care of my 91-year-old mom, and she really wants to transition. She feels ready. Any idea when she will? I don't do death,
I don't
guys.
do that. Thank you. Thank you.
And I mean, I don't do transitioning. She can walk across anytime she wants. She, she's hanging in there for a reason. So, and what I'm sensing is there an anniversary date coming up, like a wedding anniversary or some other time of the year that she really likes, and she's hanging in there for that, and then she'll walk across. My grandmother did that. She wrote my mother from Canada and she said, I really love Christmas, but I'm not sure I could do another Canadian winter. So on the 27th of December, Grandma climbed into bed with the knit bed jacket my mother had sent her and told the woman who was helping her in the house, just bring me some tea in an hour or so. And when she went in to give her the tea, she was gone. She didn't want to do another Canadian winter. I can't say as I blame her. Okay, we're going to go to what can I do to set myself up to be more in alignment with my higher self?
Ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes it's just as simple as asking for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it sounds really simple, and you know, it's kind of like, it's a little bit like this. You know, your friend's home, right? And you go to see your friend.
Mm-hmm.
They're watching TV. They're baking cookies. You just keep on knocking, and eventually the door will open.
Right.
It,
They're doing other things at the time. I'm going to throw some stones in the
you know,
garden
it's
for
like I go into my heart and I call in my higher self.
you. Mm-hmm.
Uh, how can I be more aligned with you? And then you listen. You listen, or you feel, or you see. And sometimes, you know, it's going to take a week or two or three, and you start getting images and messages and ideas, and you start acting on them. It's
Mm-hmm.
just that simple.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see. We're going to move me here. Okay.
Uh,
And I'm going to hide your question so that you can see the whole garden. Um, okay. What what can the garden give her to Marie, yeah, to give her an idea of where she should be working on? Oh, okay. Heart, guys, all over in this section. You got your heart, you got your solar plexus. Those are the way I throw the rocks, I usually don't end up in the outer circle. When they're out here, it means it's something important. And your spirit makes your heart alive, and your values come from you need to burn out the self doubt that you're using to block your own power. And that's when you'll get the clearer messages.
mhm.
Um, your body is between the path forward and false. and listen to your body's signals. Listen to what your body's telling you to know where to go. And your body is the physically things will touch you, or you'll, when you're least thinking about this, you're going to find an article in a magazine, or you're going to see a story on Facebook, or you're going to have, some, however you touch the outside world, or you're going to hear a radio show you've never heard before.
Mhm.
um, because right now uh, your mind is really searching for this, and you just need to get it calmed down, and your clarity is on fire. Use ideas from your past and your past lives. I think you're going to have some past life revelations. You're gonna pick something up, and you're going to know how to do it, even though you shouldn't know how to do it, kind of
Mhm.
thing. Okay, I think you're in a really exciting place.
It is an exciting place, actually.
Oh, and here's my
Yes.
exciting place. Good afternoon, Miss Nancy. Do you have a store or merchandise? I have been looking. It's at www.crystaldirections.com. It's also in the piece below below here. Jeffrey also sells and makes things. I make the garden that you see here. A stock of them. I make the eggs. The eggs. That's the heart chakra egg, and that's the throat chakra egg. And you can see those on my website. You can see very detailed pictures of them. And also you can see my crystal grids. And I have an active slideshow at Crystal Directions about my crystal grids. There's 130 of them. Each one of those are made individually for the person that it's designed for. And it requires a reading and some other stuff. But so if you're interested in visiting there, I'd love it. And I do have a Shopify store, so you can order everything through there. And please, I realize I have a different name for my company than I have for my channel. And that's probably not the best marketing I could have ever done, but it's what I did. So,
All right,
and
wait.
I'm going to let Jeffrey talk
Make me
about
big. Make me big. Look, there we go. So this is Nancy. It's with an S,
it.
directions.com. And mine is ripecolor.com. And I'm a textile artist. I make handmade t-shirts, handmade scarves, one of a kind, blah, blah, blah. Pocket squares, and the most fabulous bags you've ever seen, by the way.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're both retailers.
Reluctantly, something I wish I'd never started, but I people benefit so from it. That's why I was ready to walk away from the eggs, and people who have them say they do such wonderful things for them. Okay, this is an interesting question, kind of. Uh, she wants to pay attention to her dreams. I take it Chris MK. Chris could be a guy, but um, it, so what I did a year ago, I was channeling in all the definitions in the garden, and I'm stealing your space, Jeffrey.
I got small again.
You got small again. Um, and what I did is I found the little recorder button on my phone, so I could roll over in the middle of the night after I'd had the dreams that were explaining to me what each of these spaces meant. And there's a story behind each one of them that I actually would, in my dream, go to the space, walk through the solar plexus, walk through these things and see how it related to the garden. And I would just roll over and I would mumble the dream into my phone, and then I could go back to sleep without, because I'm not going to pick up a pen and write in the middle of the night. And I had got all the definitions and everything. It took about 6 weeks, but it was a very dynamic time spiritually for me, and that's how I found was the best way for me to do it. So, got any hints, Jeffrey?
No, I always feel like the dreams that I remember are the ones I'm supposed to remember.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I try to interpret my own dreams, I usually the first impression is usually the right one. But it's for me, it's always like deep symbolism because I know a lot about symbolism, so it comes to me like that. I
Yeah.
also, though, I pay attention a lot. For me, I pay attention to a lot to the omens that I see and that I daydream about during the day. So I get a lot of animal omens. I'll
Mm-hmm.
get something will stick out and be like, oh, okay, and then I'll try to go into the energy of it and see what that feels like and what it means, and then I look for more of it, sort of thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
yesterday, I was like sitting on a bench. I was in a new neighborhood, and it was okay. It wasn't like really beautiful. It wasn't really ugly, but it was like just sit on the bench. So I passed by a park, and then I was like, well, the first animal you see is going to be your little thing of the day. And then I was scrolling through, something, and I saw a peacock, and I was like, okay, peacock.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my little thing of the day, a peacock.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it works for me. For me, it works for me more like that, you know. But we all have our own ways of doing, and and whatever's right for you is right for you. It's kind of like it's like we all go to the diner, and some people want tuna fish, and some people want eggs, and some people want a hamburger, and what's right for you is right for you. You know what I mean? I don't know how else to say it.
That's right. Okay, we got this one.
I could go for tuna fish, eggs, and a hamburger right now, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, well, I can't do that. Asking again in a different way, trying to improve my mood. Okay, did I miss a question somewhere up here? Hypnicity? Okay. I don't know, but okay, I'm going to tell you about improving your mood. Your mood, you said it. I mean, and if you get wound up, if you're getting into a mood where you're being reactive instead of being responsive, do the breathing thing. Do the 6 deep breaths. Take a deep breath in to a count of 4, hold it for a second, then let it out to a count of 5. If you do that, you will actually change the chemistry in your brain from being reactive to being responsive. And that makes it easier to not get all wound up in things and to improve your mood because you've taken your mood back. You don't have to react to what's going on out there. Any thoughts, Jeffrey?
Rose quartz.
Rose
Rose
quartz, yep.
quartz. Yeah,
hmm
I feel it's a heart thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I got that before also. And then I pulled, it's interesting because I pulled a card and I got the ace of, what do you call it? Ace of swords. It's funny how you see different things. I put it back, so I'm looking for it. But I got the ace of swords and I was looking at the card. And, the ace of swords has this instantaneous energy to me.
hmm
But if you look really, really close, you see the little pink flowers.
Yeah.
And it was like rose quartz. I got it again. Rose
Good.
quartz.
Rose
Yeah.
quartz. Good. Okay. I'm going to put up an ad. Nancy Jean's heart chakra help me release my grief. And thank you, Libra lady, because, I let these things go and people come back to me and tell me how it changed them. Or I actually had one lady who wrote me back when I asked her, and she said, actually, your grid did absolutely nothing in my life. Nothing has changed. And she said, but in the absolute truth is I'm not doing anything to change it. So you got to participate, kids.
Mhm.
And Jeffrey is doing a sale.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Jeffrey's
I'm
doing a
such a good
sale
marketer.
at the end of it's in the description below. Jeffrey's doing a sale. 20% is it off your regular reading
Yeah,
price?
20% off readings till the end of the month.
hmm
Mhm.
So grab into this good energy now.
See, and I really love doing readings. I really do. And I do it, via Zoom.
hmm Oh, Hypnicity says she battles depression. Um, I don't. I don't know too many readers that don't have that. I think it's one of the. I think it's an occupational hazard of taking in all that energy. That's why you have to work so hard at keeping yourself clear and The other day, I burned a bunch of sage downstairs, and upstairs, tech support has a super air cleaner that just filters everything out.
Does it make cool noises? That's what I want to know.
I don't know what it. I don't know because I'd have to walk
I don't think
upstairs.
it does. And for me, I would like for it to be, make noises like it zaps out those bugs by the pool.
Well, what he said was, "What the hell are you burning down there?" Because my thing just went into overdrive. The air cleaner, and I said, apparently there's a lot of stuff we need to get out of here. So I do that. I clean my space, and if you go to my website, the Crystal Directions, there's a resources tab, and you can find the violet flame, which is a blessings to clear your atmosphere. That's a prayer. So you don't have to burn anything. So if you have crappy lungs, you can do that. Um, and there's some other things you can download there for free. You can download the dowsing chart you saw me using. It's there. You can download that and get a hold of that. And there's also a book called A Letter to Robin, which was written by a man who was considered one of the best dowsers in the country. And it's a 24-page booklet on how to do pendulum work.
Mhm.
So those are other little goodies that we put out into the universe. And it's an hour now. We've done 1 hour and 1 minute. And I want to thank everyone who's been here.
And thanks for asking me. This was nice.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I told you it's not scary at all. They're lovely people here.
Well, nothing scares me. Nothing.
Well, that's true too. Anyway, what is Obsidian good for? Oh, look at my show I did last Tuesday, because that was all about Obsidian. And by the way, for those of you who, when I told you I lost my big rock, and it's like a 10-pound rock of Obsidian and it's highly polished, I didn't lose it. I gave it to my daughter 2 months ago because she was having a lot of headaches, and it worked. Got rid of her headaches. So that's what you can use Obsidian for. I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.
Bye.